Siren Head didn't crawl out of ancient myth. No, this creature wasn't unearthed from forgotten tomes or whispered through generations around crackling fires. It was born in a digital studio in 2018, conjured from the mind of Canadian artist Trevor Henderson, a modern-day Frankenstein bringing a monster to life through the power of digital art. Henderson's creation was a skeletal giant, 40 feet tall, a towering figure of bone and sinew that defied natural proportions. But instead of a head, it had rusted sirens fused together in a grotesque parody of human anatomy. It was looming against a twilight sky, a stark silhouette that promised nothing but dread. The image was raw, ambiguous and deeply unsettling, like a half-remembered nightmare caught on film. There was no backstory, just a stark, unexplained terror, a visual enigma that begged to be deciphered, yet offered no easy answers. Its power lay in that ambiguity, letting imaginations run wild, filling the void with personal fears and anxieties. What do those sirens sound like? A mournful wail, a distorted broadcast? What do they want? To warn us? To lure us in? Siren Head was a monster perfectly tailored for the internet age, a creature designed to thrive in the digital landscape. It was instantly shareable, visually unforgettable, and perfectly designed to haunt the digital subconscious, spreading like wildfire across the web. Its form echoed our fears of industrial decay, of forgotten places and obsolete technologies. It also tapped into the unknown lurking at the edge of civilization, the unsettling feeling of being watched in the wilderness. Henderson's art blurred the line between fiction and reality, presenting Siren Head as a plausible, if terrifying, possibility. This made Siren Head feel like a genuine urban legend, a modern-day monster whispered about in online forums and shared in hushed tones. With a single image, he created a vessel for modern anxieties, a symbol of our fears in an increasingly complex world. It became a new bogeyman for a hyper-connected world, a digital spectre haunting our screens and our minds. And so, a nightmare was unleashed. A modern monster born from the anxieties of our time. It came not from folklore, but from the pixels of a digital canvas, proving that even in the digital age, our fears can take on terrifying new forms. Siren Head's rise was nothing short of viral, a digital wildfire that swept across the internet. It seemed to appear almost out of nowhere, captivating and terrifying audiences in equal measure. Its eerie silhouette, reminiscent of a distorted figure lurking in the shadows, combined with the shaky, unsettling aesthetic of found-footage-style videos, made it perfect for sharing across platforms like Twitter, Tumblr, and Reddit. The mystery surrounding the creature only amplified its appeal. Online communities quickly adopted it, drawn to its enigmatic nature and the potential for collaborative storytelling. Users began remixing the original image, crafting elaborate fake news stories about supposed sightings and spinning entirely new narratives around the creature's origins and motives, a testament to the power of modern folklore in real time. The legend truly exploded when indie horror game developers recognized Siren Head's potential and featured it as the relentless antagonist in their games, bringing the creature to life in interactive and terrifying ways. The creature's haunting presence, its sirens echoing through the immersive digital forest, created a uniquely chilling experience for players. YouTubers and streamers, always on the lookout for the next big thing, broadcast their terror and excitement to millions of viewers, further amplifying Siren Head's reach. This widespread exposure cemented Siren Head's place as a mainstream horror icon, solidifying its position in the pantheon of modern monsters. Dedicated fans continued to fuel the fire with chilling creepypastas, evocative art, and unsettling animations, each contribution adding to the growing mythology. These fan-made additions introduced new, sometimes contradictory layers to the myth, creating a complex and ever-evolving narrative. The creature's lore became a collaborative patchwork, a constantly evolving narrative shaped by the collective imagination of the internet. For many who encountered Siren Head, their first experience wasn't through Trevor Henderson's original artwork, but through a terrifying indie game or a particularly unsettling viral video, making Siren Head feel disturbingly real. Its true origins almost irrelevant in the face of the immersive experience. The line between fiction and reality became increasingly blurred as the creature's presence permeated the digital landscape, and the central question shifted from who created this to the far more unsettling, what if it's actually out there, lurking in the shadows? Siren Head became a modern digital campfire story, rapidly spreading fear, fascination, and a sense of shared unease across the globe. In the hyper-connected internet age, a monster born from the depths of the digital world can become a legend practically overnight, proving that modern mythology is alive and well. Imagine Siren Head as a real organism. Its 40-foot frame, built from ultra-light, ultra-strong material, maybe cartilage laced with metal. Its mummified skin camouflages it among trees or rusted ruins, blending perfectly with its surroundings. The sirens aren't just speakers, they're living organs, able to swivel and emit a terrifying range of sounds, from subsonic rumbles to brain-piercing shrieks. Specialized nerves connect the sirens to a hidden brain in its torso, making it a predator that hunts with sound. Siren Head would be an ambush hunter, conserving energy for days, maybe feeding on radiation or electrical fields instead of flesh. Its reproduction is a mystery. Perhaps it's asexual, shedding spores, or the final form of a parasitic life cycle. The most chilling thought: Siren Head might not be unique. There could be more lurking unseen in the world's forgotten places. Its biology is as alien as its presence, an apex predator perfectly adapted to haunt the edges of our reality. The unknown is what makes it truly terrifying. In reality, the world isn't always as it seems. Siren Head would be the ultimate ambush predator, a master of disguise and deception. It would use mimicry and stealth to hunt, becoming one with its surroundings. It could replicate any sound. Birdsong, the crackle of radio static, even a loved one's voice, a cruel and effective trick. It would lure victims with chilling precision, playing on their deepest emotions. Its greatest weapon is psychological: the manipulation of the human mind. The irresistible urge to investigate a familiar voice in the woods would be its most potent tool. Siren Head wouldn't need speed to capture its prey. It would rely on patience and deception, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. It would strike only when prey is close, vulnerable, and utterly disoriented. Its camouflage is flawless, a true marvel of natural adaptation. Its bark-like skin lets it vanish seamlessly among trees, becoming almost invisible. It could stand motionless for days, a silent sentinel in the woods, becoming indistinguishable from the very fabric of the forest itself. In rural areas, far from the safety of civilization, hikers and campers, those seeking solace in nature, would be most at risk. They would never truly know if that seemingly ordinary tree is silently watching, waiting. But Siren Head's adaptability means it could easily adapt to cities too, blending seamlessly with telephone poles, the towering structures of radio towers, or the decaying structures of industrial ruins. It could haunt the narrow confines of foggy alleys or the echoing halls of abandoned factories, hiding in plain sight, lurking at the very edge of civilization. Its remarkable adaptability would make it a constant threat everywhere, from the depths of ancient woods to the desolate expanse of modern wastelands, and even the shadowy, undefined borders of our daily lives. The once comforting silence of the wild would become a chilling warning, a sign of impending danger. Siren Head would forever redefine what it truly means to feel safe in the great outdoors. The discovery of Siren Head would trigger global panic, viral videos, terrified eyewitnesses, and a surge of fear. Everyday life would change. Walks in the woods, rural living, even the sound of a siren would spark anxiety. Society would develop a new paranoia, distrusting shapes on the horizon, questioning every strange sound. The psychological impact would be immense, with rising anxiety and a collective trauma that lingers even in the creature's absence. Survival tips would flood the internet: travel in groups, avoid forests, beware of mimicry. New industries would emerge: floodlights, acoustic deterrents, sound-cancelling gear. Outdoor recreation would become dangerous national parks, turning into fortified zones. Humanity would retreat from the wild, reminded that we're not the planet's true masters. Siren Head's greatest power would be the fear it spreads, even when unseen. Governments would mobilize fast, creating agencies like the Crypto Threat Response Unit to track and contain Siren Head. Acoustic sensors and drones would monitor forests and rural edges, searching for its signature sounds. Cities would transform: reinforced buildings, high-intensity lights, and acoustic fences to keep the creature at bay. Watchtowers and fortified communities would rise, with open ground separating civilization from the wild. Public warning systems would become routine, with sirens and mobile alerts signaling danger. Schools would teach drills to recognize mimicry and seek shelter. The military would develop specialized anti-cryptid units, using heavy weapons and sonic disruptors to drive Siren Head away. The goal: keep the monster at the margins and the public as safe as possible. Siren Head's reality would reshape our myths. Every strange disappearance or eerie sound would be blamed on it. Folklore would flourish, with regional twists, a fey spirit in Scotland, an industrial ghost in England. The internet would become a battleground of fact, fiction, hoaxes and survival tips. Conspiracy theories and cults would emerge, some fearing, others worshipping the creature. Siren Head would dominate horror media, but also inspire music, art and social commentary. It would become a symbol of modern anxieties. Environmental collapse, technological isolation, the unknown. Stories would be our way to cope, warn and make sense of the threat. Survival tales, heroic CRU exploits and cautionary legends would become our new epic poems. The legend would evolve with us, a living narrative reflecting our deepest fears. In a world with real monsters, storytelling would be our shield. Siren Head's story blurs the line between fiction and reality, showing how myths are born in the digital age. A single image can become a global legend, spreading faster than any old folklore. Siren Head is a modern monster, part ancient fear, part technological anxiety, haunting both our forests and our feeds. Social media amplifies these myths, turning them into living, evolving narratives shaped by millions. There's no single source, just a chaotic, collaborative legend that adapts to our changing fears. Asking, what if Siren Head was real? Forces us to confront our relationship with stories, technology, and the unknown. Even in a rational world, we crave monsters to explain the darkness. And in the static of the internet, new legends are always waiting to be born.